So what if I told you that a single food truck could pull in over $250,000 a year and some even make millions? But here's the catch. Not every food truck succeeds. The difference between a thriving and barely surviving comes down to knowing exactly what you're doing. And this video is your ultimate guide to know exact step-by-step roadmap for starting your own food truck business in 2025. And don't worry, by the end of this video, we'll cover everything: hidden costs, revenue breakdowns, and even tax tips to keep more money in your pocket. And if you're ready to turn your passion for food into a profitable business, hit that subscribe button now so you don't miss out on these game-changing insights. Let's get started. What if I told you that two college friends turned a single food trailer into a 40-location empire, all while serving their homemade chicken shawarma recipe? This isn't just a dream. It's a real-life story of Shelby's legendary shawarma. So it all started back in 2015 in London, Ontario. Armed with nothing but a food trailer and an authentic Middle Eastern flavors, they began selling to local students and office workers. But here's where things got interesting. Instead of chasing fancy restaurants or high-end menus, Shelby's leaned into what made them unique: their family food recipes. Fast forward to 2024, the Shelby's has grown to a massive 40 locations across Ontario. They have even landed contracts with big names like Toronto Maple Leafs, Toronto FC, and Good Life Fitness. It proves that starting small doesn't mean staying small. So how did they do it? It wasn't luck, it was a strategy. From day one, they knew their target market, which is busy students and professionals who wanted affordable, flavorful fast food. They reinvested early profits into new sites, built strong institutional partnerships, and leveraged social media buzz to keep customers coming back for more. And guess what? They never needed a brick or mortar restaurant to make it happen. Their food truck roots became the foundation of their success. Shelby's story proves that a food truck can be more than just a business. It can be a launchpad for something huge. So you've got the idea, maybe a killer burger recipe or the next shawarma ball. But how do you actually launch a food truck in Canada? Here's a step-by-step game plan with no fluff, just what you need to get rolling. Step number 1, craft a simple, solid business plan. Start by answering questions like: what would be the menu? Who will be the target customer? Are you leasing a food truck or buying a truck? Is it going to be a new one or a lease one? Where will the setup cash come from? How much money or runway will you need to operate? Your plan doesn't need to be 50 pages, but it does need to clarify how the cost will be covered, what would be your pricing strategy, how will the meal prep, marketing, and growth targets. Even a 5-page pitch deck can help you raise money if you need it. Step 2 is register your business. You'll need to decide a business structure, whether it be a sole proprietor, which is you're going solo, or a partnership if maybe you have a partner, or even incorporation. Whichever structure you choose, I think it's a good idea to speak to an accountant like myself who can actually guide you on whatever your trajectory is. Once you cover 30,000 in sales, you actually need to register for a GST HST number as well. Step number 3 is licenses and permits. This is boring but a crucial part of your business. Here's what most cities require: food handler certification, usually a short online course; municipal business license, varies by province and city; vehicle safety inspection, especially if you're using propane or cooking on board; local health unit inspection and approval. Just like a restaurant, your kitchen must pass the health codes. Pro tip: each province has slight variations, so if you're in Ontario versus BC, double check local bylaws on parking zones and food truck hours. Step number 4 is lock in your location strategy. No customers means no business. Smart food trucks, things like real estate agents, scope out downtown office zones for lunch rush hours, hit festivals and farmer markets on the weekends, and always leave room for private bookings. They're often high margin. Some cities let you book permits per event. Others require pre-registered zones or set rotation schedules. Learn the rules, then plan your calendar smartly. Okay, now you're licensed and parked in a great spot. But what happens when the bills start rolling in? Most new owners totally misjudge where the real money goes. You think your biggest cost is the truck itself. Not quite. While most new owners focus on one-time purchase, it's the invisible recurring expenses that slowly eat away all of your profits. Let's break down the real numbers. A Canadian food truck can cost anywhere between $40,000 to $200,000, depending on whether you're buying a new or used, customized, or basic vehicle. But that's just the beginning. Every month, you're dealing with food costs, around 30 to 35% of your total sales. Labor costs, between 24% to 30%, especially if you need help with prep or service. Fixed plus variable, overhead, insurance, permits, utilities, parking, truck maintenance, and marketing can easily eat up 25 to 35%. When you add it all up, most food truck businesses run on 15 to 20% profit margin. That means for every $100 you earn, only $15 to $20 is actual profit before taxes. And if your truck breaks down mid-season or you miss a festival deadline, you could be operating at a loss. This is why controlling costs is crucial for success. One wrong move, like overspending on high-end ingredients or hiring too many staff members, and your profit vanish faster than a line of customers at lunchtime. So with 80 to 85% of your revenue tied up in operation, how much can you actually make at the end of the month? Here's the good news. With smart planning, you can turn those numbers around. Let's break down exactly where your money should be coming from. Let's talk numbers. Most food trucks in Canada report monthly revenues between $5,000 to $20,000. This depends on seasonality and demand. That puts an average annual revenue in a ballpark of roughly $150,000 to $250,000. But here's the catch. Once you factor in the high overheads like food, labor, fuel, permits, marketing, your profit margins usually land between 3 to 15%. For example, if your food truck brings in $200,000 per year and you're at a 10% margin, that's just $20,000 in profit annually before taxes. Most trucks break even between 12 to 18 months, assuming steady bookings and no major setbacks. But in high demand cities like Toronto and Vancouver, trucks that tap into the right events and certain gigs can scale quicker. But what makes or breaks your revenue? It comes down to 5 key variables. Number 1 is location. Number 2 is pricing. Number 3 is menu, marketing, and operational efficiency. Location is king. Park in high traffic areas like festivals, office districts, or near universities and watch your sales go up. Your menu matters too. Offer unique, crave-worthy items that stand out but keep costs low. And don't forget pricing. Charge enough to cover costs while staying competitive. Marketing gets people in line and efficiency keeps them coming back. Streamline your prep, reduce waste, and keep your staff motivated. But even with all these factors lined up, one wrong move can eat into your profits. Okay, you have seen the revenue potential, but what does an actual year 1 budget look like for a food truck in Canada? If you play your cards right, you could actually walk away with nearly $100,000 in profit. Here's how the numbers stack up for a food truck pulling $300,000 in revenue during the first year. That's an average $25,000 per month. First, let's talk costs. Food costs or cost of goods sold eat up 30% of the revenue, which is $90,000. Labor comes to about $60,000 for a year. And don't forget there's truck financing or lease payments that adds up another $20,000. Then there's some essential expenses like permits, licenses, marketing, which could be $5,000 to $6,000 each, and also budget out for maintenance and supplies, which adds up to roughly $24,000. Now here's the exciting part. After all those expenses, your net profit for year 1 adds up to $95,000. But wait, this isn't just free money. Every dollar counts, and maximizing profitability means staying razor focused on managing these costs. So how do you squeeze every last drop of profit out of your operation? Stick around because next I'll share my top tips to maximize profits and keep more cash in your pocket. But before that, if you're finding this video helpful, give it a like and hit that subscribe button. We share real business ideas and Canadian tax tips every single week. So here are the exact moves high earning trucks use to stay lean and grow fast. First, go where people are. High foot traffic areas like festivals, CNE, Celebration Square, university campuses, these are gold. Use GPS based apps like Street Food app or Truckster to find best spots and track events in real time. Next, optimize your labor cost. Cross-train your staff so they can handle multiple roles like cooking, serving, even cleaning. Schedule efficiently around peak hours and events to avoid overstaffing during slow periods. Then monitor your key ratios. Keep your cost of goods sold under 30%, labor costs under 35%, and aim for a net profit around 10 to 20%. Tracking these numbers consistently will help you spot issues before they spiral out of control. Finally, use social media. Build a loyal customer base. Post mouth-watering photos, announce your location, and engage with your followers. A strong online presence can turn one-time customers into repeat fans. These strategies might sound simple, but when combined, they can make a massive difference in your bottom line. As a CPO who has worked with hundreds of small businesses, from first-time food truck owners to franchise-level brands, I've seen exactly where people lose money and where they can legally save it. So let's wrap this up with the most important part, the tax strategy that actually protects your profits. Use smart tools from day one. Start with all-in-one POS like Square or Clover. They let you track sales, process payments, integrate with accounting softwares like QuickBooks or Xero. Set it up so you're tracking labor to sales ratio, daily profit margins, and inventory automatically. If you're earning over $30,000 in revenue, you must register for GST HST number. Use accounting softwares to track, collect, and file on time. One wrong entry can trigger a CRA review. Deduct every eligible expense: fuel, truck repairs, food, waste, marketing, employee salaries. They're all deductible. Plus, don't forget to claim CCA on your truck. That can shrink your tax significantly. If you found this video helpful, hit the like button and the subscribe button. We don't just talk about theory, we talk about real businesses every week. So make sure, if you want to learn more about tax tips or tax strategies to optimize and launch your food truck business, make sure to book a call with me. Thank you and have a good day.